So, you are thinking of becoming a real estate agent. Congratulations. Maybe you've already been licensed, or you're in the process of getting a license, or you're just trying to figure out if this is the right industry for you. If you're looking around, you're talking to people, there's a lot of great reasons to get into real estate, but there's a couple of things that you might not know about that aren't talked about a lot. So today I'm going to go over the top 3 things that I wish I would have known when I was becoming a real estate agent over 7 years ago. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Steve. I'm a team lead and multi-million-dollar real estate producer here in the Twin Cities metro region of Minnesota. I love helping new agents grow and thrive and build the businesses that they're looking to build. So I produce content right here on this YouTube channel every week. Feel free to hop on, like, subscribe. If you like this type of content, you want to be notified anytime I put out new content. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the number one thing I wish I would have known before becoming a realtor is that it's really expensive. So if you're looking to get into this and make this your full-time job, make sure you have a lot of funds built up in reserves, or you have a supportive spouse who is able to kind of take over the household income for both of you and kids if you have them, and your monthly bills and all that stuff. Now, becoming a realtor again is great and it's fantastic, but it's going to take you a little bit of time to get a couple of paychecks rolling. Not to mention, you have a lot of fees up front that you might not know about. So when you're talking to brokers and team leads, make sure you get a very detailed report of what your fee structures might look like. That's going to include fees for joining your multiple listing service, your MLS fees, any tech fees your brokerage might have. Your brokerage might have monthly fees. Your team might have monthly fees. Have quarterly dues, yearly dues, errors and omission insurance or E&O insurance. If you have to get all these things up front, it can be really expensive. So make sure you have a good idea of how much that's going to cost you right up front, as well as, again, it's going to take you a little while to get a couple of paychecks rolling here. And even if you get clients right away, it's still going to take time before you get paid on that deal. If you start working with someone right out of the gates, it still might take 30, 40, maybe even 60 days for that escrow to close and for you to actually get paid. So you need a couple months of reserve to get built up there. A lot of people say, 6 months or so, 6 months to a year probably isn't going to be a bad idea to have in reserves. And again, if you have a supportive spouse or something like that, make sure you're living on just one income and you're able to make that at least short term to get you through that first hump. There's a reason why real estate has such a high failure rate. It's like 87% in your first 5 years. One of the reasons is realtors just run out of time to make money, and they run out of money. They don't have enough saved up. They're not able to pay their bills, or that they're depleting their savings account. So make sure you have plenty in reserve if you're going to get involved in this business. A lot of people get involved in real estate because they are sick of working for the man at their corporate job. I was one of the same too. I got sick of working in a cubicle. I had a passion for this kind of stuff. I love investment properties, so I got involved in real estate thinking, hey, I'm going to work for myself, set my own schedule. Newsflash. When you're starting out in real estate, you are not going to set your own schedule. You might be able to build a business that gets you there eventually, but right out of the gates, you gotta be available, and you gotta be available around your client's schedule. Most of your clients are gonna have full-time jobs. They're not gonna be able to look at houses during the day. They need to look at them in the evening hours when they're done with work. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, depending on how late your showings go in your area. They're gonna need to see them on the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays. As you're building your business, a great way to do it is through open houses. Best time to do open houses are when people are looking at houses. And in the evenings, weekends, things like that. So if you're getting into this business thinking, hey, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, I'm gonna run my own schedule, newsflash, your clients are going to run your schedule, and they are going to be available typically evenings and weekends, and that's where you're going to spend the majority of your time working, at least starting off. Like I said, there are ways to build things into it where you might have a little better work-life balance, but in the beginning, when you're just starting out, you got to be available for your clients. Now, if you're just getting involved in real estate, you're working on your license right now, one of the things you're going to have to figure out is what brokerage you're going to work with. There's a lot of different philosophies here, and when I was first getting involved, I wanted to be part of a big box, and then I moved to a small box, and now I'm at a virtual brokerage. And a lot of people think, where your brokerage is super duper matters. and it's not as important as you might think. Now, every market's a little different. I will say there are niches where there are just dominating brokerages that's probably a really good idea to be part of. But for the most part, from everything I've seen, being at the big box, the biggest of the big boxes, the medium box, and now at a small virtual brokerage, where you work at matters, but it's not as crazy important as you might think. And that's not something that anyone's really gonna tell you. You're gonna learn that as you kind of get into the business. So the biggest parts that you should be looking at when you're trying to figure out where to go from a brokerage standpoint is the support you're going to get. Sometimes that might be from your brokerage, sometimes that might be from a team lead, or try to figure out within your office what type of mentors are available to help you as you start building your business. And you're gonna find that at every type of brokerage, from virtual to big to medium. So you really need to pay attention to not just the name that's gonna be next to it, that's gonna be on your business card there, but the resources that are there, and not just like the marketing resources, but the actual people that are gonna be in the office that can help you as you start growing in this business. And like I said, you can find the support structures you need anywhere. The big box, the medium box, small box, virtual brokerages, they're out there, but you got to find the right situation for you and how you want to grow your business. So those should be the things that you're really looking at when you're trying to determine what brokerage or what team to get involved with. All right, there you have it. Those are the top 3 things I wish I would have known before I was a realtor. Now, don't let it scare you. I still love being a real estate agent, so I've been doing it for the last 7 years and continue to do it now. Even as I build a team, I'm still out there in the field showing houses, going on listing appointments, just like every one of you, or as you will be doing if you're just getting involved in real estate. So if you like this content, or if you have other questions about becoming a licensed realtor, drop some comments below. I'll put a link into my Calendly as well. Would love to talk with as many of you as I can, help you get started in this real estate industry. Until next time, talk later.